Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Deauville Racecourse here on Sunday. It is July the 8th, 2018. I'm going to look at all the stakes races on today's program from Deauville, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. I'm going to look at all the stakes races 4, 5, and 6. The fourth race, the fifth race, which is the featured Group 1 PRAT stakes, and the sixth race, which is another listed stake. So it's a good 3 races we're going to look at. So let's get on to it. Starting off race number 4 from Deauville, which is the PRIX KISTENA stakes. It's going for a purse of $65,500. This race is for 3-year-olds only. Field of 12 horses going the distance of ground of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the Deauville turf course. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the 8-horse Mariana Foot. I'm going to go 8-6 in the forecast or exacta. 8-6 forecast exacta. Top selection, 8-horse Mariana Foot. 3-year-old colt by Footsteps in the Sand. Christophe Simeon's on this one at 5-1. Horse's most recent outing came about a month ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago at Toulouse. 1st of June, 7 furlongs, 14 meters in a 3 allowance race. This horse won by 2 lengths that day. This horse just quickened up nicely and had a very easy victory there. It wasn't a tough race, but this horse got the job done there. Before that, at Lyon Paris, 10th of May, 1 mile, 1600 meters in a 3 allowance race. You know, off the break, this horse finished 5th by 3 3/4 lengths. The ground might have not been to her liking either. She just, she needed the race, I think, and she wasn't really comfortable running there. And then before that, at Consommaires, 2nd of September last year, 1 mile, 1600 meters in a 2 allowance race. Horse won by 1.5 lengths. Just quickened up nicely and had a very nice victory there. And then broke the maiden at Vichy last July, going 7 furlongs in a maiden race. Horse won by half length. Easy victory in that very tough maiden handicap. I like this horse a lot here today. At 5-1, watch out. So to recount my selections for the 4th from Deauville, it's the PRIX KISTENA stakes. As a top selection, I'm going to use the 8-horse Mariana Foot. Going to go 8-6 in the forecast exacta. So now let's get on to race number 5 from Deauville, which is the feature race of the afternoon. The 5th race, it's the Group 1 Qatar PRAT stakes. It's a Group 1 race going for a purse of $478,000. That's in the American dollar currencies, not the euro, so just keep that in mind. This race is for 3-year-olds here. Field of 7 3-year-olds going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the turf course. My top selection here, I like the 1-horse Olmedo. I'm going to go 1-6-4 in the tricast of the trifecta. 1-6-4 tricast trifecta. Top selection of 1-horse Olmedo. Break from barrier number 4, even money here. Christian DeMaro's on this one. Even at even money, I just think with the cutback and trip, getting a mile, which is, I think this horse is better distance. I really think this horse ran a big one. Most recently, this horse ran the 3rd of June at Chantilly, 1 mile and a quarter, 2,100 meters about in the Group 1 Prix du Jockey Club. This horse finished 13th by 7.5 lengths. Study of Man just ran a hell of a race that day. He was bred to go the distance, not this one. I just think the extra 2.5 furlongs that day wasn't really to his liking. I think with the cutback to a mile, which he's really his better distance, I just think he'll run a little bit better. Before that, long shot, 1 mile in the 2,000 guineas, the Poulet d'Essai de Poulains. This horse won by a neck there. He quickened up nicely and he got there in the end. Great victory for this horse. And then the Group 3 Prix Phantom de Longchamp, 1 mile, April the 15th. Horse finished second by a head behind Wooten. This horse ran a decent race there, and then before that, in the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardière Grand Criterium at Chantilly last October, going a mile, horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths behind the filly Happily, who's an Aidan O'Brien horse. This horse ran a decent second place finish there. This horse had success here at Deauville on the turf course, winning going 1,500 meters at 7.5 furlongs last summer by winning his maiden race by 4 lengths and running very well. I like this horse a lot here today. Like I said, the cutback is really going to be to this horse's liking. Watch out for him. I know the odds sucks, just bet him. So to recap my selections for the 5th from Deauville, it's the Group 1 PRAT stakes. As a top selection, I'm going to go with the 1-horse Olmedo. I'm going to go 1-6-4 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 6 from Deauville. The 6th race, it's the Prix de la CALONNE listed stakes. Probably said it wrong, but pardon that. It's going for a purse $57,500. This race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 10 horses going the 1,600-meter journey or 1 mile on the turf course. Top selection here. I like the 2-horse Rosa Imperial. I'm going to go 2-1 in the forecast exacta. 2-1 forecast exacta. Top selection 2-horse Rosa Imperial. 3-1. Miguel Barcelona is on this Godolphin owned Andre Farm trained 5-year-old mare by Pivotal. I think the 1 and 2, both horses I have in the forecast exacta, are the 2 best horses in this race. They are the heavyweights, but they should still run a lot. They should run decent races. This horse hasn't been out since 31st of March, which came in Maidan in the Middle East. 1 mile in the Group 2 Godolphin Mile. This horse finished 5th by 8 3/4 lengths. Had a wide post draw that day, and he just wasn't really handling the dirt. It wasn't his day to win. Before that, Shunti, 6.5 furlongs, 1,300 meters in a allowance race. The local trials for the Dubai World Cup night races. Horse finished second by 3/4 length behind City Light. This horse got around the race course well. It wasn't a bad race. For his first race since the 6th of October of last year, 6th of August of last year, which came here at Deauville, 6.5 furlongs in the Prix Maurice de Guy Stakes. Horse finished 9th by 7.5 lengths. Toughest sprint race of the season, I think, in France, and he just really wasn't keeping up with them there. And then ran here at Mesa on the feet last June, 6 furlongs in the Prix de Riche, Orange Stakes. Probably said that wrong, but pardon that again. But this horse won that day by length, quickening up nicely. This horse won the first 3 races of his career, but after that he's been facing a little bit tougher horses. With a step-down class, I like this horse a lot. Watch out for her at 3-1. So to recap my selections for the 6 from Deauville, I'm going to go with the 2-horse Rosa Imperial. I'm going to go 2-1 in the forecast exacta. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck.